It was a dark and stormy night. Oh yes, the perfect night to conceal the identity of a man on a mission of greed and avarice. Too bad that this dark and stormy night also hid someone who was greedier and more nefarious, and whose intentions were murderous. In his rush to get away with his prize, this man on a mission fails to notice the greedier someone lurking in those shadows. A shot rings out, then another, and another. The man spins in an intricate dance of death and finishes his swan song. I said, finishes his swan song. He falls to the ground, dead. The greedier someone holding a gun walks up to him. Their identity is masked by a large brimmed hat and dark overcoat. They remove an object from his cold, dead hand. The Krakow Chicken. Cut to the next day. The office of Sam Shovel, Private Eye.
Name Shovel. Sam Shovel.
I already introduced you.
Just making sure they get the name right. I was alone in my office that day. Loneliness was my stock in trade. It's a tough job being a PI, but someone has to do it. I know. I'm a saint.
Or maybe you're just too cheap to pay for an office in a better part of town. Enough with the melodrama, get on with the story.
Called poetic license.
If you want to wax poetic, then write your own damn play, okay? So just follow the script as it was written, by me? The writer.
Oh. Killers like 2-bit writers always think that they're smart. But it's never smart to commit murder. See, that's the thing about killing someone. Murder always leaves a corpse. And it tends to stink up the joint.
Actors. Why can't you just follow the script as I wrote it?
I was drinking alone in my office that day. I always drink alone on Tuesdays. See, that's the day my wife left me for a 2-bit writer.
There was a knock on the door, and the femme fatale slid into Sam's office. But all he could see was the steam coming off her wet clothing.
Are you Shovel?
Sam had a hard time with trick questions.
Maybe.
Great comeback, Sam.
I need some digging done.
Anything in particular you need dug up?
My husband, if you're the right Shovel.
Oh, cheating on you, is he?
Not anymore.
Then why do you need me?
He's dead, Mr. Shovel.
Not my line of work. Here. Take my nephew's number.
Is he a cop?
Mortician?
No. I need a private cop with a big shovel, and I hear you have the biggest.
I carry a pretty big gun, too.
Well, better make sure it doesn't go off prematurely.
Sam doesn't say a word. He never could think under pressure, so he just takes a drink and looks her over.
Will you help me? Please. I'm in need of your unique abilities.
You're not a housewife, are you? See, I don't like housewives. They're so desperate.
This dame was good. She could read Sam like a cheap paperback, the kind you find in a bargain bin because no one wanted it.
I'd offer you a drink, but I drink alone on Tuesdays.
It's Thursday.
Huh.
Sam pours her a drink. And she shoots it back like a pro.
I don't like to drink. It makes me lose control.
Oh. Then have another.
That's Sam. He's such a smooth operator.
I would be grateful, so very grateful, if you would help me find my husband's killer.
Sam knew she was bad, real bad, spelled with a capital B. He could see it, even after finishing his bottle. Her eyes, they stripped him naked, and her lips, they screamed, "Run, Sam, run!" But all Sam could do was bring out another bottle.
So, how did he die?
Too fast.
You're trouble, sister. And I like trouble.
He also hadn't had a client in months.
Did your husband have any enemies?
He worked as a spokesperson at Trump University. Before that, he was Bernie Madoff's right-hand man, and in college, he interned at Enron, so no, everybody loved him.
Huh. Why would somebody kill someone that everyone likes? This is going to take some thinking. Here. Have another drink.
Thinking wasn't one of Sam's strong points, but he was easily swayed by a damsel in distress, and this damsel swayed in all the right places.
Please come to my husband's wake, meet his friends. I have a feeling one of them is the murderer.
When's it being held?
Tomorrow, at 666 Damnation Street. The house between the cemetery and the swamp.
Right. I might make it, if my calendar is empty.
Whistle if you get lost. You do know how to whistle, don't you? Just pucker your lips and blow.
It was a dark and stormy night when Sam arrived at 666 Damnation Street. Sam's calendar, like his bank book, had been empty for a very long time. He had a strange gut feeling about this place. Or maybe it was the liver and onion mash that was working through his intestines. Sam knocked on the door.
Mr. Shovel, was that you who whistled your way over here?
Murder in a Beautiful Dame? How could I resist?
Come, let me introduce you to some of my husband's closest friends. Sergeant Schultenkopf, my husband's business partner.
It's a nasty night to be out.
Just a typical dark and stormy night.
And this is Rick, my husband's lawyer.
You look familiar.
I own a burlesque club. Maybe I've seen you there. Rick's Cafe Americana on Casablanca Drive.
Never heard of it.
And Bunny, my husband's confidential secretary.
Very nice to meet you. Oh, such a grip. Do you work out?
Just with a bottle of scotch.
Oh, maybe we should work out together sometime. I'll bring the glasses if you bring the scotch.
How long did you know Jasmine's husband?
Never met him.
What? Well, then why are you here? To serve drinks?
Name Shovel. Sam Shovel. I'm a private cop.
A private dick, eh?
Hey, I'm sure Mr. Shovel's a very fine person.
Well, why are you here to dig up some dirt? I know nothing. Nothing.
Before Sam could answer, I did say that Sam wasn't the brightest light in the room. Rick pulled him aside.
Look, Jasmine's husband was a really nice guy. Like my best friend. Sure, I mean, he had his faults, just like all of us. I mean, he drank in excess, snorted coke, he had a bit of a gambling addiction, and I think he might have killed my dog.
So he was just a regular guy then? A guy that puts his pants on one foot after the other?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Actually, he liked to dress up in his wife's clothes.
Oh.
He always used to say men's pants made him look fat. He had a lot of secrets, man. You know what? Talk to me later.
Sergeant Schulzenkopf spins Sam back towards him.
You've walked into a real hornet's nest this time, so you'd better watch your back.
What? What? Did someone paint a bullseye on it?
I have one word of warning for you.
Why one word? What good is one word? Why not a whole sentence?
Nazi.
Use it in a sentence?
Jasmine's husband liked to dress up as a female Nazi SS officer.
Hey, so the man liked to play dress up. So what?
999! He has stolen the Krakow Chicken!
27.
27 what?
3 nines is 27.
Oh, 9!
36. Oh, I love games. Hey, do I win a prize?
The lights went out. There was a terrible scream.
Ah!
What the hell?
Schulzenkopf is dead.
All right, no one move.
Oh, goody, we're gonna play another game. Hey, is this like musical chairs without the chairs or the music?
Schulzenkopf has been murdered.
Sam had deduced that, since there was a knife sticking out of Schulzenkopf's back.
Who did it?
Who indeed had carried out this dastardly deed. And right in front of Sam. You do remember how dim I said Sam was?
I surmise that it was the person who stuck the knife in Schulzenkopf's back.
Nobody ever said Sam wasn't quick, except, of course, everyone who knew him.
The phone's out.
The storm had knocked out the power and phone lines. After all, it was a dark and stormy night.
All right, no one leaves the room.
Bunny screams.
Oh,
Why are you screaming?
I felt a hand coming up my leg.
Oh, that was me. Sorry, I was looking for the the light switch.
Oh, Mr. Shovel, that switch turns on everything but the lights.
Bunny screams again.
Don't look at me. My hands are in my pockets.
One of us must be the killer.
Yes. Rick, where were you when the lights went out?
I was with Jasmine. She was pouring me a drink.
Huh. And you, Bunny?
I was standing near you, Mr. Shovel. I mean, remember you were looking for that light switch.
Oh, right. Jasmine.
Why, I was with Rick, getting a drink.
You know, the only person near Schulzenkopf was you, Mr. Shovel.
Well, I was busy looking for the light switch.
Bunny screams again.
Ah!
Bunny, why do you keep screaming?
Because there's a killer in the house! Oh! And my therapist says that it helps to relieve stress.
The lights go out once more. Then, 3 shots ring out. I said 3 shots. Rick is dead.
Oh my God, Rick's dead. Now he'll never play it again, Sam.
Someone was killing anyone who ever came in contact with the Krakow Chicken. So Sam finally asks an intelligent question.
Wait. What the bogey is the Krakow Chicken?
My husband brought it home one day. When I asked him about it, he just wrapped it up and wouldn't tell me.
Oh. So it holds some sort of secret.
Yes, I believe it is some secret Polish weapon that the Nazis stole from, Poland.
Right.
With it, you could rule the world.
He was killed to keep it secret.
Mm-hmm.
So was Schultzenkopf and Rick.
3 men had already been killed. That left Sam alone with 2 women, a situation he had no experience with.
Well, one of us, it must be the killer.
Why, Mr. Shovel, I came to you for help.
Yeah, and it couldn't have been me, Mr. Shovel. I mean, I'm the one who keeps screaming.
Ha! That means the 2 of you are in this together.
It was a dark and stormy night, and Sam was up the proverbial creek without a paddle or a shovel to dig himself out of this mess. 2 more shots are heard. Jasmine had been shot dead.
No, I never liked partners. You just can't trust them.
Huh. So it was you. You killed Schultzenkopf and then kept me distracted while Jasmine shot Rick.
Oh, you're so very clever, Mr. Shovel. It's just too bad you're too slow. As usual.
Really? But was that 5 shots? Or 6? Huh? Do you feel lucky, Toots? Huh?
Mr. Shovel, I don't need to feel lucky. You see, unlike you, I can count.
Bunny shoots Sam. And he falls dead. She pulls out of her bag the Krakow Chicken. Bunny walks over to the narrator and gives him a kiss. The narrator takes the chicken from her hands and then shoots Bunny.
I knew I couldn't trust you. That's why I wore my poison lipstick tonight.
Oh, crap. I hate surprise endings.